Welcome to the ACC Tech Series. In this video, we're going to look at multi-factor authentication, or MFA. What is multi-factor authentication? At its most basic, MFA is an additional layer of security to make sure you are you. Passwords are a good first line of defense, but there are many ways for a password to be compromised. MFA offers several ways to ensure your security. ACC's Okta system administrates our MFA options. We're going to demonstrate how to set up those options. First, we're going to go to https://austencc.okta.com and take a look at the options available. Your ACC EID and password will be necessary to access your Okta profile. Under your name, click Settings, and your profile information will appear. The Extra Verification panel is where we will see the choices for multi-factor authentication. Okta Verify and Google Authenticator both use an app on your phone to verify your identity, while SMS and voice call options will send a message or a call to your phone to accomplish that mission. With any of these four options, you will need your phone near you when it's time to verify your identity. The security question option can be used without a phone. Most users find the SMS messaging option the best mix of simplicity and security. We're now going to demonstrate how to set up each option. So first we're going to do Okta Verify. In order to do Okta Verify, we're going to need to choose the type of phone we're using, in this case Android. And then we're going to go to the phone and open the Play Store. This would be the Apple Store if we were using an iPhone. We're going to search for the Okta Verify app. And once we've found it, we're going to install it. Now, the phone mirroring software I'm using is going to go blank once Okta launches. And the reason for that is Okta is a security program, so it's not going to let me mirror the sensitive parts of what I'm doing. But I'll describe to you what we're seeing. Now that the program has downloaded, let's launch it. Alright, what we're seeing is a message from Okta telling us what we need to do next to enroll our device. In the lower right corner, there's going to be a blue circle with a plus sign. This is for adding an Okta device. We're going to click on that, and then we're going to get a message asking us if we're going to allow our phone to take photo and sound. The reason for this is we're going to use a QR code on the computer screen to enroll the device. We allow. We click Next. And now we use the phone to shoot a picture of that QR code. Once we've shot the picture, Okta Verify is complete. And we're ready to move on. Now we're going to move on to recording Google Authenticator. So let's click Set Up on Google Authenticator. Now it says that we're going to set up multi-factor authentication. And what we're going to need to do is similar to what we did with Okta Verify. We're going to go into the Play Store and we're going to search for Google Authenticator. We're going to install the software. And when the software is finished installing, we're going to open. Now, this is going to generate a code for us. And it tells us that when we're signing into Google, we'll need to use the username and password as usual. It tells us that Google Authenticate is going to create these code numbers that we're going to use for our multi-factor authentication. And it explains how to add your account. We're going to click Done. We're going to click Setup on our computer, and once again tell it we're using an Android phone. We're going to tell it to scan a barcode, and it's going to ask us to allow that action to take place. We scan the barcode and get the account added verification. Click Add Account and we're in. Click Next and it asks for the code. So we're going to put in the code that's listed. Now you don't need to put the space in. In fact, you'll get an error code if you do. And once we verified, we are told you've successfully set up Google Authenticator. And that's all there is to Google Authenticate. We're done with this one. Let's move on. Now we're going to look at setting up SMS authentication. This one is very popular with a lot of ACC staff because all it requires is the use of your simple text messaging system on your phone. So, what we're going to do is enter our phone number and click Send Code. In a moment, I'll receive an SMS message. There it is. I look at the message and it gives me my code. So I enter the code here. Now SMS authentication is set up. That's it. It's that simple. And every time you need to use this method of authentication in the future, it'll send you a different code for each 24-hour period. Now let's talk about voice call authentication. With voice call authentication, the system will give you a phone call. We enter our phone number and tell it to call.
Thank you for using our phone verification system. Your code is 10929. Once again, your code is 10929. Goodbye.
And with that, we're able to verify. You've successfully set up voice call authentication. Pretty simple. And we're ready for our last but not least method of verification, the security question. This one doesn't require your phone. It's also the easiest for social engineers to try to get your answers to, but sometimes it's useful. So let's take a look. We're going to tell it to set up, and there's a whole list of security questions. These are all sorts of things that you could ask yourself and try to remember the answer to. What is your favorite security question? There's a lot to choose from. Let's say, who's your favorite book or movie character? For the purposes of argument, I'm going to use Wade Watts from the book Ready Player One and click Save. This is pretty straightforward and something that we've been doing on the internet for years. I've now successfully set up a security question, and anytime I need to get in, it's going to ask me about good old Wade. The issue with this one is if someone knows you really well, or if they're following you on Facebook, they could take a good educated guess at the answer to some of these. So you may want to use one of the other forms of authentication, or come up with a false answer that you know pretty well that you would remember. And that's it today. We have now set up each additional type of multi-factor authentication available through ACC's Okta site. Thanks for hanging with me this long, and I hope this was educational. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you around the net.